Hey guys, how you all doing? So Dan from Trading with Dan here. So this is our Bitcoin and Ethereum update. So straight over to the charts. So yeah, this is the 15 minutes Dominator and DMT. I've actually set up the Dominator for the correct settings now, so we don't have to flick over to the 25-minute chart. So that is obviously great for us. Saves us, gets it all in one place. And don't ask me why I didn't sort this out before, but I did use the two charts separately anyway for the things. That was why. But then I just thought for the purpose of these videos I can combine them. So yeah, I mean we're flip-flopping about here. We did get a DMT sell, and then obviously we came back up. We got a DMT buy, then came down. DMT is pretty much a breakout strategy, so it does work best when you sort of bust through the line. In a sort of in basically a breakout in price action. Dominator is a better one to call price movement when it's more like more of a smoother when we're not basically as volatile. So as you can see, I mean if we just look briefly, we got the buy there, we kind of move up, a sell there, but we don't really go anywhere, so it turns back to a buy, and then we do have a bit of a sell off, but we do clearly move up. Then we have a sell here, we clearly move down. And then we have a buy here, in which point we did move up, but obviously subsequently back down, and now we're actually just ticked over to a sell. Looking for basically a good short entry somewhere soon. So yeah, that's the DMT and Dominator for Bitcoin. We'll have a look for Ethereum. Ethereum, we did speak about this yesterday, that you could sold it, take profit, and then maybe sell again around the line. Obviously we tapped the buy line here, just a wick, and I've explained to you guys how these sell and buy lines, if they don't get closed through, if the candle doesn't close, they do offer great resistance and support. So obviously you can see that here, you can see that there, you can see that here, you can see it here, you can see it the opposite way around. Not on that one there, you can see it here, here before we break it, yeah, so and here and yeah, so you get my point. These lines take into account the volatility of the market, so if it hasn't got the power to break through the line, then yeah, it's obviously gonna use that line as resistance or support. But if it does break through the line, that's usually a good breakout strategy to trade for the asset. So stock's coming off a bit here, interesting. So yeah, I can probably just show you that if you want, real quick. Yeah, here we go. Look, we've got a bit of a sell-off here in the stock markets. Obviously this is our move down, our move up, and then look, yeah, we're having a bit of a sell-off. So that's not too bad for myself, because I've got some equity short positions open, and yeah, obviously I do think there's quite a good correlation between stock markets and Bitcoin. So obviously I'm potentially looking for a short in Bitcoin, so that's not gonna not help a short trade, put it that way. Right, so over to some of the trades that I did today. So where are we on the 5th? How far does the 5th go back to? Yeah, so the 5th here. Yeah, so overnight I leave my bot running, so it will take these trades for me with the risk management. So it did actually take a sell on this trade, which I think took off for about just under a break even. Then took a buy basically on this candle here, which was a great trade. And then we also then took a sell here, which was a fantastic trade. Apart from I did enter it a bit early because I entered it with the automated bot. So I entered it around about well, I can tell you the exact price. I entered it at 8,000. I think it was 8,900, and it was the high 8,900s, and it literally got within a whisker of my stop. But if I was watching this and this wasn't taken automatically for me, I would have been looking to actually take the short towards the top of this box here, which we did get close to, basically here, so I would have then thought about taking the short then, especially seeing as we've gone a few bars into this sell trade. And then that was a great short, so I was in this trade anyway, just not at the best level, but and then nearly got hit my stop. My stop was relatively tight, but nearly got hit. But yeah, it was a great profit in that trade, so that was excellent. I was thinking about then taking a long, because if you look at the longer term, the higher time frame Dominator is still bullish, it's still green there, and you can also see here the momentum direction is still going up as well. Momentum direction indicator still going up. But I didn't actually take it. And then what we then had the buy signal, but the buy signal came when we were let me just compress this a bit here. The buy signal came basically when we were up here, so I didn't actually take it then, because I didn't want to be taking it after the move up and at the top of the range, whilst we were still bearish from here and then bearish in the larger time frame. But what I did want to do, and what I did do, I took a long on from the bottom of this line, and it was actually 8.30 I took the long, and it was on this wick down here I took it, and then I pretty much basically took it off at the top of the line, and then actually went short because we were in a sell trade, so I was long anyway. I was going to go short here and then stop above it, and yeah, that was short. Short was a great trade. I thought about going long again because we did get a buy trade here, but I just didn't want to push my luck in case we do break out the range, because you only stay in these ranges for a certain amount of time before you then go and try and test the top or the bottom. But though, it would have been a good trade. Obviously you can see it did move up. We got the buy signal here, 8862, and then we moved up basically to well, over 8,900, but you would have taken it off at the top of the box as well. So you can see when we're sort of in the range, you can use the overall Dominator longer time frame to kind of look at what you're going to do in conjunction with the momentum, and then you can sort of play the ranges on here. So that's called range and stop. So you've got the range to trade, break above it, close above it, stop. And that's basically how it works. And obviously you've got the larger and smaller time frame. I mean, today I could only really play in the middle of the range. I couldn't really wait. We weren't, like, say if we were up here, I can wait to the top of the range to play, but when we're in the middle, I mean, that's obviously all I can do trade wise. But what I did do was I didn't trade quite as big of positions as I would normally do, because obviously I'm not as certain about the trade because we are again in the middle of a range. But nonetheless, it was a great day trading. I was more comfortable taking some of these longs on the basis stock markets were rallying quite strongly. In much the same way, I'm looking at taking these shorts because stock markets are coming off quite strongly. So I am more convinced with this. This is the longer time frame that's come to a sell. Obviously that means it doesn't mean it's immediately a sell where we are, because we kind of know how it works. We can still move around because it's a longer term indicator before eventually moving down. So I will definitely be looking for some shorts potentially when this goes to a sell as well, especially if we are above this 8,900 area, which we're just under at the moment. That is what I will be looking for. So I'm gonna basically tell you guys daily how I'm trading with this shorter time frame Dominator, longer time frame Dominator, momentum with momentum direction, this is called, and then yeah, range and stop. And you guys can see here we got the diamond here at the bottom of the range and stop, which is an indication that we are overextended and we're going to move up, and as you clearly see we did. Also swing failure pattern as well there, indicated on the chart, and then these these arrows kind of do show where momentum is changing. So this arrow did come up when it came basically about here, and then here he basically said, right, we're potentially going to a buy. I'll show you how these arrows, where you get quite a lot of these arrows. They always flip from long to short, long to short. So you can see we get the long here, the short there, the long saying we're going up there, the short there, the long saying we're going up there, and the short when we break there. The long saying, but obviously we don't go up, the short saying we're going down there, the long saying we're going up here, the short there. Obviously this doesn't come on when we're down here. You can see obviously it's come on this candle, it comes on when it's like about here. So buy here, sell there, couldn't make its mind up, but eventually you would have got a good buy. But yeah, that's how they work. So just so you guys know. Right, one more thing I'm adding to the analysis today. I've been working on this today for you guys, just to get it looking good. And are you ready? Here we go, the big reveal. this is my large time frame Bitcoin chart, and if we go to daily, you can see large time frame Bitcoin chart where I've got some of the important horizontal levels in, important horizontal levels, and if I kind of show you in the price action more on the 4 hour, let's get this how get this up. Yeah, you can kind of see we operate basically, these levels are taken back through Bitcoin's price history. They are relevant horizontals. I do like trading horizontals. I'm not the biggest fan of trend lines. I do like trend lines in the oscillators, especially the RSI. And there are some trend lines. There are trend lines to rule them all, good trend lines. But a lot of the time, I mean, for example, you guys know I was watching this trend line, this rising wedge, the bottom of this trend line here, for basically a seller retest, and obviously we didn't get the breakdown. I mean, but obviously sometimes it can work. But like I said, I'm more interested in horizontal lines. I'm playing between these ranges. So obviously breaking and holding above here, the next level's here, breaking and holding above there, next level's there, and then similarly if we break and hold below here, I'll be targeting moves down to there. Again, break, hold under there, down to there, and it's basically a game of horizontal ranges. So, I mean, if you do just watch how price action will play around, so like say here, for example, we're basically, we break, well, this is not the greatest example of it, but yeah, top of the range, we hang around a bit, we break through it, touch the top, come back down, consolidate around the bottom, dip underneath, then come back up, break up, consolidate around the next one, get to the top, break over, we kind of support, resistance of that box, support, and then we fail back underneath, supported by there, get back over, back down, supported by this level here, and then resistance provided there. Then we have the momentum to break through. We sort of try and basically reclaim this level. We can't break all the way down and actually touch the bottom trend line here, which was drawn in. This is actually drawn in though from basically this price action. It wasn't I didn't just draw it to fit here after the event, if you understand what I'm saying. And then anyway, so obviously we was a bit volatile around here, but we did kind of get resistance, trying to get above here, but we reclaim it, test the next one, and then basically test the bottom one for support, try to break the top one again, get rejected, play around supporting there, try to break again, get rejected, supported around the bottom, then we break through, and then we start to test the new level, the new box as support, and then we get straight through again, get straight through a couple levels. So this was obviously a big powerful move, as you guys know. Couldn't maintain above here, and then we basically playing between this range now. So we're waiting for a move, a close below here to get down to this one, or above here to get up to that one, and that's what we're looking for horizontal wise. So I may incorporate this in some morning updates for Bitcoin, but yeah, a bit longer video today, guys, because I'm including a lot more stuff now. I'm obviously doing the normal DMT and Dominator updates, because these are two bots that you can run and they are pretty good. They obviously go to some periods where they'll flip-flop around and not make you a lot, but then they'll go for a period where you get like a 25% gain. So it's how that's trading, isn't it? Small losses and big wins. And to be honest, you probably get more wins anyway with DMT anyway than losses, and then you get some big ones too. And then yeah, then I'm going to go through my daily trade based on the range and stop, and the Dominator on the shorter time frames that I use, and then I will maybe save this for the morning, for like a morning update, because it's a more general, more of a general video. But yes, it makes the videos a bit longer, but you don't have to listen to them all. Do you know what I mean? Everyone is entitled to. It's your life. It's your life. You can make your own decisions. You can listen to what you want. If you're trading Bitcoin, you want to know, if you're part of the groups and you know, part of the VIP groups and know the sort of trades that we do, you might be interested in watching it as well. But anyway, so remember, this is not a financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Always do your own research, and yeah, hope you guys had a good trading day, and I will speak to you guys soon.